or email bsdradio@gmail.com. Now your host for Paydirt Sports Talk, Brandon Phillips.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mysterious Voice, and thank you for having me. You are listening to Paydirt Sports Talk here on a wonderful Saturday morning in Bowling Green. And as you probably already know, if you read Twitter, or my book, or any...
No, it's Twitter Face,
MySpace, Facebook, anything that we could put it on. We prostituted ourselves, didn't we, Doug? And I know you're accustomed to doing things like that. But, no, I meant, getting out there and putting the word out. But we do have a special guest. As always, Jason Stamm is with us today. Hotel will not be calling from the closet because he's at a wedding today.
More important things.
His brother was getting married, so he was not...
What could be more important than this? Or his brother be married?
His brother getting married. That's the only thing.
I'll give him that.
But we do have special guests that we talked about. Sergio Kerusch is joining us. Serge, we appreciate you being here this morning. You've got the Batman hat. I've seen you wear, I think, a bat belt. Big fan of Batman. What's the connection there? Did you grow up a Batman fan? Because I've got pictures of you here in studio where you quite clearly at one time had allegiance to Darkwing Duck.
So you see, the whole Batman thing is for next year's Hilltop or Hysteria.
Okay.
That's the whole
so you're
Batman.
saving that, and that shirt's for Hilltop or Hysteria next year?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know you've been soliciting some ideas for dunks. Last year, you had no issues with highlights for the crowd and getting the dunks. Now, have you decided what you're going to do? Is it a last-minute thing? Do you have some...
I want to do something with the shot clock this year.
Using the shot clock? Maybe jumping off the shot clock?
I don't know about that one.
Maybe like some, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan stuff, like, off the roof, off the shot clock.
Off the back of your neck.
Nothing but net.
Off the neck. Well, we've gotten a lot of emails that we do want to get to. You can call the show 782-1945 or toll free from California and Alaska and I think Puerto Rico as well, 866-240
Virgin Islands
0609, the Virgin Islands, maybe Europe.
Guam.
One of the things I wanted to talk about, Sergio, is a lot of people in this community have gotten to know you over the last year. So some of this might be redundant, but a lot of us don't. So talk a little bit about growing up in Memphis, playing high school ball there, a year in junior college, and then you end up at the Hill. Talk about that process from high school ball, deciding to go to the junior college level, and then coming to WKU for your first year this past season.
Okay, well, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't good at basketball. I was an actor, the type of guy you see on Rent singing. I was up there, 525,000. Hey, that's what I did.
Now, you competed in acting, correct?
Yes, I did.
Now, you're the second person that's told me that they were a competitive actor. How do you compete in acting?
Easy. It's like 6 people, and the judges, 3 judges, and they rank you on the score from 1 to 10, and the top 3 scores goes to the finals.
Okay, and what categories are there?
Pros, duo, interp, improv. I was an improv favorite.
And what is it? Now, improv is just kind of like freelance. Are you given a topic? Or?
You get 3 subjects. You get a famous person.
Who's on it anyway? Think that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Famous person.
Wayne Brady. Okay. You got that. Wasn't that his show?
Wayne Brady.
Okay.
Sergio Kerusch.
Why Wayne Brady? But so we used to compete, and then we'll go all across the world, and state would be held in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Gotcha.
And we'll go there in the winter. From there, we'll go on to nationals, and just like any basketball event. Or
and you were a state champ, right?
Yeah, we were state champs.
Now, do you get rings? Do you get like a medal? I mean, what do they get for state champions in pros and acting?
You get like a nice little ribbon.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. So if you back up, so you decided, okay, I can't hoop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pursue an acting career, not unlike Brad Pitt, perhaps. And then at some point, you picked up a basketball. When was that?
I had a basketball in my hand since I was 8. I was just bad.
You just couldn't do anything with it?
I'm going to be honest. I had a basketball in my hand since I was 8. The dad wants you to play sports. You're like, come on, son, you got it.
Yeah.
And you suck. Seriously.
See, now, Sergio, I was telling B. Phil, I was right with you on. I did storytelling. I was on the speech team in high school. So I know exactly.
You look like a drama person.
I was going to say, it's interesting. If you put these two guys together and you said which one was the drama major.
I think Sergio and I should do a duo, though. We should do a intern.
You could do an improv?
We could do an improv, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Sergio, real quick, we've got a ton of emails, and I want to make sure, because I promised these guys that we would get to them throughout the show.
Okay.
So I'll interject every once in a while, and then we'll get right back on topic, and I'll try not to make it too ADD.
Just throw them at me.
I want to go with the one that was the furthest away, because we did them by location, and Taylor from New York sent us an email, and the question was, what are your career plans if you don't go to the NBA, and would you ever consider playing overseas?
My career plans if I don't go to the NBA. I don't want to think like that. I don't think I'm going. But if I did not be in communications,
Sure.
possibly be hosting the new ESPN 14. I might take Brandon's job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say that. But yes, overseas is a possibility.
Yeah.
I love to travel and play overseas because it'll give me a chance to see the world and become more culturally diverse.
Sure. Yeah, and there's a lot of advantages to doing that. Now, speaking, I guess, geography, now the rest of the things are from Kentucky, so that was a bit dramatic. But we've got Hilltopper Rob, who I believe is a big, big fan of the Haven. Hilltopper Rob is a big Hilltopper Haven guy. He's posted there for a long time, which I know you know a lot about. His question was, and it's kind of actually he's got like 3 questions, but he wanted to know, a two-parter, what are your main goals for improving next year, and what does the presence of Cliff Dixon mean to you as a leading rebounder? So let's start on the first. You had your first year on the Hill, a very successful year. Great. I think at the banquet you won the award for best rebounder. And so now as you look to next season, and I know you've been working out a lot, 5 o'clock in the morning with Tador.
In A-Dub.
In A-Dub, and you're over there and you're getting after it. So what are the things that you've really focused on for next year, or is it just the all-around game, trying to improve in all areas?
About 5 to 7. A-Dub and Tador, basically dribble drills, working on handles, shot, 1 dribble pull-up, my favorite shot in the world, 3-pointers, everything, diving on the ground, hustle, weights. I mean, it's just a plethora of stuff, but, I mean, as far as Cliff Dixon goes, that's a great player. Kevin Durant's half brother, great player. And rebound, I mean, it's going to help us out if he rebounds as much as me.
Sure.
But I'm going to continue to do what I do.
Yeah.
How much is that going to help, though, having a big guy like that who can, maybe takes, instead of double teaming Serge to not get a rebound, to have a guy like Cliff Dixon in there to kind of take some of the
That's
attention
always
away.
going to help because it's 2 threats. They're going to have to figure out, is it better for them to focus on Cliff or focus on me? And then we got the rest of the team who's Stephon Pettigrew can, throw you 10 feet in the air. He's huge.
Muscles on muscles.
Yeah, muscles on muscles. So it's just going to be a crazy year.
Well, if we go back, and you were talking about, as a child, you always had a basketball in your hands. Just maybe you weren't able to do with it the things that you can do now. Acting was your first love. So you get to the high school level, and, at some point, your skills started to progress, and they must have done it pretty significantly because you had a great high school career. At what point did you start to realize, I can play basketball, and I might be able to play at the college level?
Shoot, the point when girls start coming around. I'm just being honest. When I had a basketball in my hand, all the girls were like, "Hey, Sergio." I was like, "Yep, this is what I'm gonna do."
Jason, that goes to my philosophy. I've always said, if you notice, and you're going to call this a man crush thing, but all of the big-time NFL quarterbacks, for the most part, are really good-looking guys. And the reason I think that is because when you're a kid, and like Sergio said, the good-looking guys are the ones that the girls look up to. And so then that's what happens. Then the guys think you're cool because the girls think you're cool. And what do you have to have as a quarterback or a basketball player? Confidence.
Brandon,
I'm still gonna chalk it up to a man crush.
Okay. Yes, Sergio. I'm asking you questions, so it's only fair that you ask me.
I think Brandon just called me sexy. On
Inadvertently, yeah.
I'm just saying. He's like, if an attractive man, I'm kind of uncomfortable right next to you.
I'll scoot over.
Scooting
No, but I've always said that what you'll find is it has a lot to do with confidence. And if you're the guy that gets all the girls in high school, you don't lack for confidence. And I think it translates. So, and I just say I think Sergio's echoing that when he says, why did you focus on basketball? Well, because the chicks dig it, so to speak. Am I correct? Now, by the time you guys got your senior year, reflect back, your last year of high school, you're looking at opportunities, and you decide at that point, were you torn between, hey, I want to move on and pursue acting? Because I know collegiately there's a lot of opportunities that a lot of people don't realize in doing exactly what you're done, but then there's this basketball thing hanging out there. How did you deal with trying to decide which do I want to focus on?
Well, college was coming up. Mom wanted me to go to college. I think I'm the second person in my immediate family to go to college.
Sure.
So I looked at opportunities. I had acting scholarships, but I had full scholarship for basketball. And me and my mom sat down, and we just thought, basketball is just a different stage to perform on.
Sure.
And just as y'all know, I'm crazy, so it was just like, I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to try my best and go at it.
Yeah. Now, where does that come from? Because in talking with people that have known you a long time, ever since you were little, you've been this way. And it's interesting because somebody, and I won't say who, and I'm trying to pull this up here, they sent me a story about you. And I think it goes back to you were about 15 months. Let me see here. Let me pull it up here. You grew up in Memphis.
Yeah.
and they had a March of Dimes. Now, this will be good. I do want to share this right now. There was a March of Dimes baby triathlon when you were 15 years old. Now, as I understand it, your father took you to Kerusch boot camp to train for this event. And so it's basically like a mini Olympics for kids. And there were several events, the crawl, knocking blocks, and the toddle. And I'm kind of reading from the story here, as you can tell, but it says that you were the fastest crawler, you were the best block knocker.
Oh yeah, block
knocker. But your one dilemma that almost cost you the ribbon was that when it came to the toddle, that you left your lane, grabbed a little girl, and gave her a big kiss, and then came back and win. So, looking back to that, I mean, you've always been entertaining, and obviously you've always had this ability, like you said, whether it's sports or acting, to just really bring a positive attention to yourself. I mean, are your parents like that? Is your mother like that? Is your father? Where does it come from?
I mean, it comes from personal philosophy. Not the young, because I didn't know what
sure.
I was doing when I was young. But if you can make someone smile, you never know how someone's day is going.
Yeah,
and it's a great thing to just help them out by putting a smile on their face. So that's what
sure.
I try to do.
That's cool.
But when I was young, I was cold. I went over there, I gave her a kiss, not a regular kiss either. I gave her a baby French kiss. Like, wham!
Now, Jason, did you have many baby first kisses?
Jason probably never had a kiss. Seriously.
Well, I wasn't going to say I was a playground pimp or anything.
Yeah. You didn't wow them with your skill for the dramatics.
I did. I would pull. Just like give me a topic. Just
Romeo,
improv right there on the playground by the monkey bar.
So when the girls were looking at the guys that I was referencing. And got accused of calling Sergio sexy, the confident athletic guys. You were the guy who would come in and start reading prose and say, you've got the brawn over here, but this is the soulful brilliance.
Exactly.
He'd be the one painting pictures and crying.
Kerusch with a slam dunk.
Always with a slam dunk. Well, let's do this. I know we've got some calls lined up. If you want to call and ask Sergio questions, 782-1945, toll free. Memphis area, I know there's a lot of fans of Sergio's there. If you want to call, it's toll free 866-240-0609. And if you're a girl, so Serge is on the market. Is that what I'm hearing? Well, what we'll do, we'll take a break. We'll straighten that out, and when we get back, more with Sergio Kerusch. You're listening to Paydirt Sports Talk right here on ESPN 1450.